Hello friends, I'm Raikanadak, and today we are looking at building an Elytra flight entrance using one of the new blocks introduced in Minecraft 1.17 snapshots, Powder Snow. This design should be able to safely catch players flying in at speed without having them get caught inside of the powder snow, which is a frustrating experience. The key property of powder snow we will be using for this build is its ability to decelerate entities, which includes players flying with the Elytra. I've been testing and recording the results of flight impacts into the powdered snow, and I think I now have enough data to propose a simple design that will be easy to add to your Minecraft home. But before we look at the setup, allow me to quickly mention the important conclusions that I arrived at for two reasons. One, it will help you understand the reasoning behind the design, and more importantly, two, it might inspire you to make an even better design. The first conclusion I made is that when the powdered snow wall failed to stop you, it actually did not reduce your speed on the way out. I was able to determine this by looking at footage frame by frame of the impact while using the MiniHUD mod to show speed information. If you'd like to test this for yourself, a link to the MiniHUD mod is in the description. The second conclusion I made was that the max speed that a powder snow wall could reliably stop was around 25 meters per second times the wall width. Reliably stop is important here, as my testing showed that sometimes entities were stopped at higher speeds, but it wasn't always reliable. I'm not sure if this is intentional or this is a bug that needs to be sorted out in later snapshots. So I think that's enough theory and data to allow us to actually look at some cutaways. So what we've got here is a setup where we have three walls. The first wall is meant to catch people who are flying at 25 meters per second or slower, and this should be the most common experience, where you land here on this too wide blue concrete landing. And the second column is for people moving faster than that, and then finally the three wide wall is for people moving even faster than that. I think the three wide wall is probably not necessary unless you are intentionally flying into this at max speed. So the design that we're going to be using today is actually only going to use the first two walls because it's easier to build, and in reality, unless you're trying to break it, you're not going to be moving much faster than 50 meters per second. So now that we've looked at these simple cutaways to kind of solidify our understanding of the core concept of the build, let's look at something a little bit bigger over here. So what I've built here is 1/4 of what you could consider a landing cube. The idea here is that you would aim at the powdered snow wall between the two lines of stone, and depending at how fast you were flying, you would either land here, or in the very center. Okay, so let's set our spawn point and switch over to survival and try this concept out. So we've got our speed monitor on, we are flying, and we are going to try to hit the wall without thinking too much about setting the speed. And perfect, that's the exact experience we want. We pop out here, we landed after the first wall but before the second. Let's now try to hit it as fast as we can and see what happens. It looks like we got stuck inside the snow wall. We overshot the white wall by a bit and got stopped by the second wall. So that isn't ideal. Ideally, we want to pop out in this second area, but we didn't get hurt, so that's good. Alright, and in that case, we ended up cleanly in the second layer, which is what I would expect to happen if you're coming in at a very high speed. I'm not sure we're going to be able to actually get to the speed that would require the third wall. I think this is kind of a theoretical luxury. Unless you are somehow coming in at incredibly fast speeds, you should never hit the third wall. Let's go ahead and look at the build that I showed in the intro that is in a real Minecraft 1.17 world. And there's our landing over there. Let's say that this is our cake base and we want to come in for an entrance using the Elytra. And instead of doing the whole twisty thing to decelerate, we're just going to use our snowball. And boom, there we go. Worked perfect, first time. So we've got our welcome sign, and over here we've got our bed, our cake, grab a bit. Everything's perfect, everything's happy. So we do have this second layer that has a cat in it. And it has the sign that says, "Came in a bit hot today, I see." So the idea here is that the second layer will catch us if we are moving faster than the first layer can handle. Let's go ahead and try doing that. Okay, and we want to get up a bit so we can use both the rocket speed as well as the acceleration. And boom! There we go. Came in a bit hot today, I see. So the cat's here, a little disappointed with our recklessness. The sign is a little passive-aggressive, but at the end of the day, we got here safely. We can come, we can grab some more cake. Everything's going to be okay. So yeah, that's how this should work. Let me quickly also talk about some things I did to enhance this design that wasn't present in the other world. You can see that this is pretty tall, right? So if you end up coming through up here, you could be taking some fall damage just by ending up there, right? So what I've done is I've put some hay barrels beneath the carpet here to sort of mitigate that effect. And if we look at the first chamber, you can see that the same thing is true. We've got some hay with carpet on top to sort of account for people coming in up here and then falling down. I don't think they should take fall damage in that case, and then they can also safely come over here and eat their cake. So yeah, this is the design. As I said before, you could definitely extend this out and have a third 3-wide snow wall that would support really fast entrances, but I think having just the 2 should work for most cases. And that's the build for today. Please let me know in the comments if you think of any improvements or if you think that I've made any errors. That would be great. Also, if you've liked the video, consider liking the video, and if you really like the video, consider subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Bye.